geçerken raporda durdum.
It's a long season. As you know, the tournaments are long days. So, Redmen, everybody. As usual, Jen, are you going to be ready, or do you want me to just put? Okay. Yeah, normally I have her go first. We'll do it different. If you've been around a while, you know this isn't my best thing to do, so bear with me. I'll do the best I can. First, we had a great season this year. We took first and second at all the season tournaments, except Harrisburg, which we took out of 53, and that's pretty darn good. We're very good. That's one tough tournament. And then these guys really pulled through and kicked it in at the end of the year. Taking fifth at state was a huge deal. We would have next season different. We might have placed higher than those, but I think they really did a good job coming through. You know, everybody, in a dual meet situation like that, everybody doing their job, what makes a difference. And everybody did that plus some. We really had Watterson on. They were worried. There's no doubt about that. We can see it in our faces. Came down to the last few matches. Get first at the SBC, that's huge. We've been chasing that for quite a few years now. We've been very close. It's nice to take it away from Turkeys. And the benefit at the state group is, as you can see, but so that was used for the last SBC tournament. That's one tough tournament. It's going to look a little different. You know, when we talk the SBC next year. What is that going to call that? NOC, yeah, Northern Ohio Conference. It'll be a little different on 8 teams, but I think it's still going to be pretty tough. And then getting first in sectional. Third in district, you know, we were right there. A lot of these tournaments that we took second at, we were right there. Galen, I think, was 1 point behind. The other ones were close also. So overall, just a really good year. We had 13 district qualifiers. I don't know what the records say, but that's got to be one of the top. 14. That's still pretty darn good. And four state qualifiers and one alternate. Just a really good year. One thing that goes into that is the numbers. I mean, we've got really good numbers. 9 seniors, that's definitely the most seniors I've ever had since I've been coaching. This is my 10th year as head coach. That's definitely by far the most seniors. Good numbers up and down, and that just helps in the room a lot. You know, it's hard when you have a small team to have good practices, so numbers are huge. And we got, you know, a great freshman class, 7 freshmen. I see them all speaking with it. One thing I will say is a lot of our leaders are leaving this year, so we need some kids to step up and be leaders next year. And that matters a lot because a lot of kids will relate to their teammates more than the coaches as far as just working, what to do in practice. Another thing I say every year that the best way to get ready for next year is to do some summer stuff. Open mats, tournaments. We started open mats this week, 5, 6. Okay, 78 after this week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you don't have to make every one, but just keeping it with you is huge, just so you don't get rusty. And then when you come in next year, you'll notice One thing I've heard from the kids that we've had a problem with before was once you start football, that's all you can do. I'm pretty sure this football coach won't have a problem with the kids going over the match, as long as it doesn't interfere with the football schedule. So with that said, let's get the freshmen up here. Okay, there's no real particular order here. But like I said, this is a really good freshman class. If you guys stick together for the next 3 years, you're going to be really tough as seniors. We'll start off with Will Cooper. Oh, he's not here. Bowen Ferris, he had a 13-4 JV record. Bowen's a good in the room. From what I've heard from Coach designated terms, he's going to be a tough competitor. That's a pretty good record. Good job, Bowen. Maddox Valley, 2 and 3 varsity, 5 JV record. That's pretty good JV record. Some of these varsity matches are matches that the center JVs to, but they're actual varsity matches. And then if you actual wrestle as varsity, that don't get enough points and you get like a varsity participation award. But Max took 6 at the Bob Bailey. That's pretty good as a freshman. Get this JV award. Thanks, Bill. There's Door. 9 and 2 JV record. Pretty good. One thing I noticed with Larry, he's definitely a comedian. From that, I think everybody knows that. The first wrestle off, I've never heard anything like it. I can't remember who he was wrestling, but the guy threw legs and he was just saying, is this supposed to hurt this much? In the middle of the match, and then you know what to think about it. Jacob Allen. He decided to come on as a freshman instead of a junior with your brother. 2 and 3 varsity record, 10-5 JV. Keep it up, Jacob. Keep your JV over. Andrew Miller. Alright, he's got 32 varsity record, 4 and 6 JV, and he took 6 at Bellevue, 6 at Bob Bailey, 6 at SMPC, and 4 at sectionals, making him a district qualifier as a freshman. He received his varsity letter. One thing about Andrew, he took a beating early in the year, but he stuck with it and improved tremendously throughout the year. You don't have to see it for that. Good job. Nolan Hoffman, 26-22 varsity record, undefeated in the Navy. Pretty good year. 4th at Bellevue, 7th Princeton, 8th Redmen, 7th SBC. Just placing at Harrisburg as a freshman is a big deal. 2nd at sectionals, and 6th at district. Getting good varsity better. Nolan Hoffman. All right. Another good class, these sophomores, I believe there's 9. Well, 9. So that's another big class. In a few years, you freshmen and sophomore, keep it up, it's going to be really good team. So we'll start off with Redmen Hay. 7-9 varsity, 9-7 JV, 6 at Bob Bailey. Russell gets as a varsity lineup a couple times at the end of the 20 years, getting his varsity participation. One thing I'll say about David, from last year to this year, world of difference. Both attitude and just how he wrestles. So, good job, David. Landon Serger, 86 varsity record, 11-1 JV. That's pretty good records. 4th at Galleon, 3rd at Bob Bailey. Landon's good hurt record. Keep it up. Give me a varsity participation work. Rob Lyon, 3-2 varsity, 9-4 JV, 4th at Galleon. Getting his varsity participation award also. He snuck in line up a couple times. Just keep it up, good hard worker. Good job. Vinny, 2-3 varsity, 14-4 JV, pretty good JV record there. Getting the JV award. Vinny is a little bit different with his brother Billy. He's a little bit more controlled, which isn't necessarily, he's just a different style wrestler. One thing he did inherit from his brother though is the team points. So we need to work on that. Yeah, baby. Deacon Newman, 21-20 varsity, 3rd at Ashland, 5th at Bob Bailey, 6th at Princeton, 5th at SBC, 3rd at sectionals, getting his second year varsity. Good job, Deacon. I think if once you start opening up and just trying new stuff, you're gonna do some damage. If you're very good at what you're confident in, just get confident. Deacon. We'll have the second and third varsity awards as we just come up, then the fourth year award will be at the end, so we can do pictures or whatever else. Ethan Jacob, 10 and 11 varsity, 8 no JV. So he definitely don't belong down in the JVs. But, yeah, just get in the middle of our tough weight classes, so he had a good year, first at Bob Valley. That was pretty impressive, that match. He was behind, and Ethan never gives up. He's always going for it. Pulled ahead of arm at the end of that match. Ethan get your second year varsity. Thomas Reisman. Pretty darn good record, 38-9. Fourth at Ashland, first at Galleon, first at Bob Bailey, second at Kinston, first at SBC, which I think that was one of your more impressive matches at the SBC. First at sectionals, third at district, making a state qualifier, getting your second year varsity. Thomas is just a tough, really wrestler. State qualifier as a sophomore, that's pretty good. I heard he might go heavyweight next year, though. We're working on that. Good job. We'll start off with Jack's knees. Jack's had a 2-4 varsity record, 11-7 JV, took 6 at Bob Bailey, getting his varsity participation award. Just hanging there, Jack, you get better every year. Good job. Connor Bell. I don't want to say this word. You've dealt with a lot the last couple of years. Do that. Hopefully all your spare parts work next year. And we'll see what you can do. Get your third year varsity. Good job, Connor. Gordon Reinhardt, 18-17, varsity record, 4th at Ashland, 5th at Bob Bailey, 6th at Kinston, getting his third year varsity. One thing I'll say about Jordan, I think you can definitely be one of our leaders next year. I think you're definitely better than what your record shows. You're just a good kid to have in the room. You make everybody else better. So, good luck. No green. Pretty good record here at 35-13. You got 4th at Ashland, 3rd at Gillian, 1st at Bob Bailey, 7th at Kinston, 5th at SBC, 2nd at sectional. Getting his 3rd year varsity. One thing I'll say about Noah, everybody knows he's dangerous with that head arm, but I think this year he realized he can wrestle a little bit. I've seen him try a lot of different stuff, actually shooting. He's looking good. Just ended up a little bit out of your weight class, hard to wrestle 215 at 190. So I think you're going to do some real damage next year. Good job, Noah. Colt Lewis. Pretty good record with 24-15. 4-1 JV record. 1st at Bob Bailey, 7th at SBC, 2nd at sectional. In his 3rd year varsity. He's a great wrestler when he puts his mind to it. He moves really well. I think comes from doing Zaleski's sparring matches in the wrestling room. I mean, he used to win at times like he was in state finals. But he made each other better. He got both. Owen Starrett. Regard the record 4-10. 2nd at Ashley, 1st at Bob Bailey, 3rd at Kinston, 7th at Berryburg, 1st at SBC, 1st at sectional. Obviously state qualifier, getting his 3rd year varsity. Yeah, I've always liked to watch him wrestle. He's just physical, mean with the legs. You need to work on your feet, he knows that, he knows what else he's got to work on. I think he's going to get hammered next year. Good job, man. All right, like I said, the senior class, definitely the biggest. Two of these guys in this class came out as juniors. First one is J.R. Allen. They had a 4-6 varsity record, 10-9 JV record, 6 at Bob Bailey, 5th at sectionals. Getting his 1st year varsity. Wrestling's a sport, well, any sport, I guess, but you really need to have time to get better. So just coming in, 2 years, ended up being a starter on the team, being a district alternate. Good job, man. DJ Vasquez.
DJ.
Not a lot of matches, but 5-9 varsity, 5-0 JV. But he went where we needed him. And fourth matches. Got 5th at the Bob Bailey. He helped out a lot in the room. Strong wrestler. Good job, DJ.
Son.
Gavin Zaleski. Gavin also came out as a junior. Pretty impressive, 30 and 15 varsity record this year. Third at National, fourth at Bellevue, third at Flat Bailey, and third at SBC. Getting his first year varsity. You know, we were talking all year. He beat some very high-ranked kids this year, and he definitely had the potential to make it to state, I think. But the end of the year, he gave out on it, and that was that. But I think we'll go at it again. Good job. Aiden Gore. Tatum had a 40-16 varsity. He's a returning state qualifier. Second at Ashland, third at Gallion, first at Flat Bailey, seventh at Princeton, eighth at Perrysburg, seventh at SBC, second at sectionals. Yeah, you were a huge part of the team this year. Didn't quite go the way you wanted at the end of the year, but looking back, you had some great matches. Really helped us out a lot. Two of my favorites obviously were Pete Perkins got twice. Well, the first time, didn't have that way, but you spoke to him. He got hurt. One thing that Tatum had on these other guys, he was just a little bit more athletic. But you can still say he's wrestled at the state tournament. Good job, Tatum. Billy Saberna. Very good record, 36 and 18. Placed at almost every tournament, 10th at Ashland, 4th at Gallion, 1st at Flat Bailey, 3rd at Kinston, 5th at SBC, 1st at sectionals. And his third university. One thing about Billy is, since his freshman year, I think he even had it work his freshman year, but we don't have that anymore. He's the hardest worker. And he's definitely been one of the hardest workers. And, that's going to take him far in life, just that hard work ethic. So one day he was with the medicine ball and I looked over and I'm like, is he mad at that thing or what? He was ready to put it to the floor to China or something. But that was just his attitude. He went 100%. And he helped a lot of people in practice. Had a good year. The only thing I won't miss is the team wise. Good job, Billy. Nolan Hartman. 39 and 16, varsity record, second at Ashland, third at Gallion, first at Flat Bailey, second at Kinston, fourth at SBC, third at sectionals, and a state alternate, getting his third year varsity. Noah's just a good kid. He definitely earned his captain this year. He's always wanted to help others. He's such a good example. I wish his little thing worked out. We ended up wrestling Ager at the last match. I think he would have finally got it. Good year. Good job. Andy Lewis. 32 and 16 record. First at Ashland, fifth at Gallion, third at SBC, second at sectional, fourth at district, making the state qualifier. Getting his fourth year varsity. he missed state, place in the state by 10 seconds. You'll never forget that, because there's matches you don't forget. And there's matches I don't forget. I lost in overtime. One of the biggest matches of my life. I'll never forget that. But he's had an impressive year. He's always been a little bit unpredictable. But this year, he's one of the hardest workers in practice. One day, he was going to sit out because of his ankle hurting. I gave him just a little crap, and he said, okay, I'll go, and he went. Because he needed a body. But he really came together in the year. State ball player. You'll never forget Russell down there in the state tournament. Good job. Ben Jacobs, 49-7. We're going to get ready. Second at Ashland, first Galleon, second at Kinston, third, first SBC, first section, first district, and fifth at state. Made it to the semis 2 years in a row. That's pretty impressive. Ben was a captain, and he led the team. He kind of set the tone in the matches. He was a very unique wrestler. He could wrestle out of any position, just felt comfortable anywhere he was. Didn't create those out of nowhere. He's always in the match. High-ranked guys, I think that just made him step up a little bit. He always wrestled really good against other good guys. And one of the best matches I've seen in a while was you and Ben James. That was impressive. It's between you and Owen Spear, I don't know who's going to be the lawyer. But both, that was good as a negotiator in practice. He would trade monkey rows for sprints or whatever else, because nobody likes monkey rows, right? But good times. Good job. Well, we'll just bring so captains, come on up. And if anybody wants to take pictures, we can do that at this time. You want that person that do this?
So I just want to start off by saying I want to thank everybody in this room for supporting me and my girls this season. It was a pretty tough season. I had already talked to my girls. We had a discussion about it. I personally felt this was my worst season ever. Like, I did not do as well as what I've done in the past. I did not get to spend time with the girls, teaching them what they need to be taught. But we've had a discussion about that, and we talked about what's going to change for next year. And I hope they take that to heart and come back. I had 17 girls to start the season, which, if any of you have ever managed 17 teenage girls, never happened in the history of Bellevue. So that was exciting for them. I hope it was exciting for them. What else did we get? We're completely broke because we had so many seniors to buy gifts for this year and so many district people to buy gifts for. So we'll be doing some more fundraisers next year. So again, I hope you can support those. But with that, I think I'll just have the freshmen let them up. So this is obviously my biggest class. Normally I have one or two girls per class. So I'm excited to see actually this many girls. We also have another variable added into us this season. We had to math staff for the girls. So on top of not knowing how many girls we were gonna have on the team, how many girls were gonna be at each tournament, I had to figure out how many girls I needed to send each week based on how many girl wrestlers they were sending. And I don't ever like to send one by themselves. It's not fun. But they did a really good job. And most of those matches, if anybody doesn't know, those tournaments are held on Sundays. So some of the girls, when I was short-staffed, had to be there all day Saturday and then turn around, get on the bus and go on Sunday. So I really appreciate that, and that happened a lot with my freshmen and sophomore girls because we'll have jobs and things like that. So, but first, all of the girls, you're getting your JV letters this year and JV certificates. First one is Mackenzie Arnold. Next, we have Natalie Baker. Next, we have Brayna. She's like one of those, like, old what is her, those singers that just go by one name. That's her, that's Raina. I just call her Raina. I couldn't say her. Nevaeh. Nevaeh was one of those girls that if I needed somebody to fill in, Nevaeh was the first one. I'll be there. She just liked to call me. But it was always an interesting tournament when Nevaeh was there. Lots of fun. Next we have Molly. I think this was Molly's very first year as being a mascot. No, Nevaeh, sorry. But you did a nice job, Molly. Playing three. Next is Autumn. Autumn was my first year I'll never forget picture day. Also texted me, she goes, how did you get Autumn Moses to roll out? I don't know. She just came out. She goes, I've been asking her every year. She'll never come out for me. And I said, well, I just wasn't meant. The last one I had was Jalen. Jalen was another one that would always step up if I needed somebody somewhere or somebody got sick and we needed another girl. Thank you. Thank you, girls. you guys want? Come on, let's put it all up on order. They organized it and they get it done. So, thank you very much. If juniors and seniors want to come up together, that's fine. Unless you want to come up by yourself. My first junior is Haley Miller. Haley was one of the captains this year, and as a captain, she did a really good job. All the girls were always informed on what needed to be done and everything. Thank you, Haley. Next is Elena Obermiller. Elena was also one of the captains. Haley and Helena, they're like a tag team. One doesn't do, the other one will, or they'll tag each other back in, like, nope, it's your turn now. So, they work really well together, and between the two, they just know what needs to be done, and they do it. Next is Alexa Hunter. She's going to be receiving her, Alexia's getting her varsity award this year. This was, she was a junior high last year, and she came back to Bellevue and joined us. So she was a nice asset to have her. And finally, is Sydney Casina. Sydney is a four-year math stat with me. I think you were my second year, right? You was your first year, yeah. Sydney's so much fun to be around. You never know what she's gonna do or say, or I just don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, Sydney, stop. Stop. But, you know, again, we just like to have fun. We get up early on Saturday mornings, ride the bus, sit there for 2 hours while you guys are weighing in. And it's a lot. So, and for somebody to do that for 4 years when they don't have to is a great accomplishment. I appreciate it.
All right, once again, I'd like to thank the mascots for what they do. You guys do a good job. Now for our special awards. The first one, yeah, we'll do captains first. Go ahead, captains, come up here. Get your flag. Ben Jacobs, Tatum Gore, Nolan Redmen, Connor Dowd. All right, good job, guys. All right, next, these awards actually are in your packets. It's the most takedowns, stuff like that. So most takedowns was Ben Jacobs with 105. And about most pins, I think this is the first time this has ever happened. I think one year we had 2 guys get the same amount, but this year we had a 3-way tie with Owen Sterrett, Ben Jacobs, and Noah Green with 27 pins. And most wins, is Ben Jacobs with 49. All right. So now move on to the most improved. There were two people I was thinking of for this award. David, hey, you came in second, sorry. But Andrew Miller, I'm giving you the most improved. All right, some of these are pretty easy to figure out. This is one of them. The Rookie of the Year goes to Nolan Hoffman. This next one is usually not so easy to figure out. There's a lot of guys that could receive this. The Redmen Award, it's just kind of your general attitude and spirit. And I picked Nolan Herman. The last one, the most valuable. Some years it's not so easy to figure out, some is, and this year goes to Ben Jacobs. All right, the only two things left are fourth-year varsity letter awards. Do you guys want to come up here and get these? And then I guess we can do pictures if you want, but we just can do it after we're all done here. So, Brandon Lewis, Ben Jacobs, and Tatum Gord. All right, and then we got our state qualifier plaques, along with state alternate. Thomas Reisman, Raymond Lewis, Owen Scarrett, Ben Jacobs, and Nolan Herman. Unless we have any seniors want to say anything, which I think that's only happened a couple times since I've been voting. Wait, did you speak to us?
Yeah.
Seniors, hey, you guys want to practice your speaking ability?
DJ.
So apparently me and Nolan got nominated and Doug's here too, I guess, so. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's reading, parents at home, to everybody that shows up every week. Without you guys, it couldn't be possible. To the younger guys, keep showing up, trust it. I won 2 matches my freshman year, so don't sweat about it. Keep working, and everything will turn out okay. It's my pleasure to lead this team this year and everything we're able to accomplish and be out there with this game.
I just want to say thank you to the coaches. Without all the hard work you guys do, Mel's a really top school. You guys put a lot of hours into Mel's. I want to say thank you to all the parents. You guys are always showing up to all of our meets. The mat sets, you guys do a lot for our team too. Same with the moms. You guys organize a lot this year. Obviously, venue. Thank you to all my teammates. I had a lot of fun with you guys this year. I'm gonna keep coming to the room, pushing you guys. First I'll thank the coaches. Like they said, nothing that I accomplished or need within our team is possible without them, right? More than that, not more than that. When you're first stage, you don't want to be there, you don't want to do whatever, right? They're, yelling at you, pushing you, you get better, right? It's necessary, it's crucial. Next, I'd like to thank my family, all support and whatnot. My mom, a lot longer. So yeah, that's definitely appreciated. And then obviously, thanks for being, our teammates and whatnot for all the memories I've made. Yeah, I'll give a say thanks to them too. Beautiful night.
And coaches, thank you for taking my water bottle or our water bottle, so we don't need for it and giving it to them. Thank you to the coaches for going into the hospitality room and getting free snacks and things like that. And thank you to Maddie, Riley, Jessa, and Alexis for keeping me busy last year. And then thanks to Jen for allowing me to stay with you all for years, even though it was a lot. And thanks to all the moms who got us gifts for staying.
All right, I think that's it. We'll see you next year.